And now we move ahead with our lovely speaker for the day, for the evening, dearest Kusumvati ji, Kusum Mohkam Singh, who has met Meher Baba in Dehradun in 1953. Baba used to live next door to her parents' house on Rajpur Road, Dehradun, and she and her family have been devout followers of Meher Baba since that time. I have been very privileged to meet her in Mehrabad, and she is a very, very good singer as well. But she is not going to be able to sing as such today, but will share stories of her life with Baba. So, Kusumvati ji, as lovingly called by most Baba lovers, please welcome her. Jai
Thank
Baba,
you.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to speak to you and tell my story. And we met Baba in 53. Baba was our next door neighbor. Our house number was 99, and Baba stayed in 101. And that was a time when our family was going through terrible depression, financially and mentally, both ways. I had lost my sister, older sister, who was married to Maharaja Patiala's younger brother, and all the states were nationalized. The country had achieved the freedom, and they were nationalizing everything, whatever they wanted to do. And just at that time, Baba came to our place, Dehradun. By the way, Dehradun is the place where Baba stayed the most outside Mehrabad. And he loved that place very much. And because it is surrounded by the Himalayas, and one side is river Ganges, and the other side is river Jamna flowing. And it is a very lovely climate. It never gets too cold or too hot. So my mother's friend said, go and meet Meher Baba. So she said, no, no, I don't believe in any God because all these Babas and all these saints are all fake. Otherwise, why would they take my daughter away at such a young age? And she died in childbirth. Her older son was about 6 at that time. And the whole family was really, really upset. So my father used to take me and my brother and my mother for a walk, and just to change her mind, and so she would not talk about my sister all the time and cry. So as we were going out one day, next to our house, Baba said, there's some people living here. There was no one living here last month. So my mother said, okay, let's see. So when we went around, a horse came galloping towards the main gate, and Baba came outside on the veranda and switched on the light because it was getting little dark. And then my father and my mother both folded their hands like this. And I also did that. And Papa said that I think this is Baba. So Baba gestured with his hand like this. Yes, yes, my nazar is on you. Don't worry and don't cry. And you come and see me tomorrow, he said to my mother. And he said, Baba, okay, I'll come. So next day, uh, a person, either he rich or someone from the mandali came and said to my mother that please come to see Baba. Baba wants to see you, but you come alone. So my mother said that I never go alone anywhere. Somebody has to come with me. So she took her old Nepalese maid, and Baba said, but she'll sit outside, but you come inside. So she went inside, and Baba was very happy. And my mother, as soon as she saw Baba, started crying. And Baba said, don't cry. Tell me what your trouble is. So she said, Baba had a very beautiful daughter, and she was married, and in childbirth, she passed away. And they all saying that it's my fault. I gave her juice to drink. So do you think I'm I have done something wrong. I feel very guilty and I can't forget my daughter and I can't forgive myself for doing such a thing. So Baba said, no, no, no. How can anybody die drinking juice? You don't worry. And what do you want? He said, Baba, can I see my daughter again? Can you bring her back? Baba said, of course, Baba. Of course, I can bring her back. So my mother was quite amazed and she said, if you can, Baba, do you know that in Hindus, they burn the body? Baba said, of course. And she said, it's been few months since she passed away. Baba said, even if people been dead for hundreds of years, I can bring them back. I'm God in human form. And you can imagine that she was not a child. She was nearly 42 or so. And I don't know how she believed. Everyone was surprised that she just believed like a child believes in her mother. And she said, really, Baba? He said, yes. You come tomorrow and bring a picture with you. And have you brought someone with you? So my mother said, yes, my maid is there. So Baba said, ask her to come in. So she also went in and they bowed down to Baba. And Baba said, but don't cry anymore. You just believe that I'm going to bring her back and just have complete faith in me and come tomorrow. So next day, my mother went again and she narrated the whole thing to my father. And my father smiled and thought, well, if she's feeling better after meeting Baba, what is there not to believe in him? So Baba, my father said, well, it's okay. So she said, all right, you take Kusum also. So I also went with her. And Baba called both of us and hugged her, hugged both of us and kissed my cheek and said, you look after your mother? You're too small. I said, no, Baba, I'm quite old enough. So said, yes, you will get your sister back and don't your mother cry. Don't let your mother cry. And then my mother showed the picture and Baba said, oh, she's a beautiful girl. And don't worry, I'll bring her back. After that, we all came out and my mother stopped crying from that day only. And she won't eat anything. She won't take part in any of the household work, not look after the kitchen or anything. But after that day, she started getting interested in the household and looking after me and my brother also and going to. And then my father also went and Baba was very happy meeting him. So Baba said, and then he had many experiences, like seeing a light and things like that. So Baba said, don't worry about anything. But then he asked Baba, Baba, can you tell us how to pray to you? Because we have in Hindu religion so many gods, and every god has a different prayer. So Baba said, I will give you a prayer. So that was the time when Baba gave this prayer, Pavadiga prayer in Dehradun. And my father was very happy and he would recite. Then he translated it into Hindi and all of us would sit down and recite Baba's prayer and meeting Baba every day in the morning, in the evening. Sometimes Baba would pass by a house and we wave at him and Baba would look and said, don't worry, I'll bring your daughter. And then Baba went away to Mehrabad. And every other day, my mother was asking me or my father to write a letter to Baba, when are you getting the daughter back? And then we went to see Baba again in 58 with in Mehrabad. There was a Sevas. And so me and my mother and my father, all three of us went there. And the tent was put up in the Doa Mehrabad. And Baba, me and my mother's bed were together, and my father was staying in another tent nearby. And Baba was very happy. And it happened to be in Baba's birthday the next morning in February 58. So Baba called everyone, come in a row and take a prasad. So we all went up to the stage where Baba was sitting and took prasad from him. And my father, when he took the prasad, Baba gave him a laddu. Laddu is a sweet meat. It's a round thing, and it's given only on auspicious days. So my father said, "But Baba, today's my fast. Today's Shivratri. It's a birthday of Lord Shiva." And Baba said, "Don't worry about it. You eat it." And then when my father went back where he was sitting, he saw Baba's face, and he just saw Lord Shiva's image in Baba. And he told my mother, "You also eat, and no fasting today, if this is Lord Shiva only." And after that, we all started loving Baba. Whenever we went to see him in 62, again the whole family went with my three children. I was married after that time. And they all, my mother used to perform Baba's art. She would prepare a small silver tray, silver plate, and put a burning wicks with the oil and some incense and flowers, and then perform Baba's arti like this with both hands. And Baba was used to be very happy. I have many pictures of my mother performing Baba's arti. So I said that when she's singing, it mainly is my voice, but she'll never give me the plate. And I would think, I dare not say anything to my mother, but I used to think that she never gives me the plate to perform Baba's Aarti. And just then when I was thinking that, Madhusudan came running to me and he asked me, "Kusum, do you know Baba's Aarti?" So I said, "Of course I know Baba's Aarti." She said, come on, you have to come on the stage. There are going to be 7 girls sitting on the stage, and you just, I'll give you the plate of Aarti, and you perform Baba's Aarti, and I will be singing and sitting in the background behind you. And I was really overwhelmed. And I said, "Why didn't you tell me? I would have worn better clothes." He says, "Because of the clothes you are called. Because the 7 girls were going to wear 7 different Baba colors. And the girl who was wearing orange, her clothes got wet in the rain. All of a sudden, when Baba came on the stage, the rain poured in for 5 minutes. And if all the clothes, everyone was getting wet. And he said, because of clothes, you were called on the stage to perform Baba's art. And when Baba saw me, he called me and hugged me and kissed me and said, "Where are your children?" I said, "Baba, they're sitting there." Then he asked about my mother. "Where's your mother?" I said, "Baba, she's also sitting." And this is the picture. So I was wearing orange salwar kameez, Punjabi dress, and I was very happy. And we sang Aarti in front of Baba. Baba was very happy. And then the next in 62, Baba asked, not Baba, Adi K. Rani. We used to call him Adi Kaka. Yeah, this is me. Adi Kaka. Adi Kaka was told me, asked me, "Kusum, why don't you sing in front of Baba?" So I said, "But I don't know which song to sing." "Say any song that you like." So I sang that song written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji, "Tum Charnai Ayo Thakur." And then Baba was very happy and he
May I
hugged
just
me. And
interrupt, Kusumji? We can't see you, so could you just come little forward because of the background? I think we've lost your image.
remove the background.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Now, okay, again gone.
so,
It was
so I
perfect
sang.
earlier.
I'm trying to get to the. Okay. Is it okay now? I think you have to sit up a little. So, is it okay? No. So,
Sumanji, if you could switch off the virtual background.
okay, let me try.
Yes. In the video part,
Yeah.
you can go to virtual background and none. Yes.
I seem to have lost it completely.
Yes, the camera is kind of covered. Yes, now we can see.
Okay. So,
You need to turn the camera or something. Is it on a phone or iPad?
no, it's on an iPad.
Okay, so can you, do you have camera turning mode like front? Yes, now it is. Yes, now we can see you.
Okay. So,
Thank you, Kusumji.
sorry for the
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you for being there, irrespective of your medical condition. So grateful.
Not at all. I'm very happy to drop Baba.
Yes.
So, I was singing this song, Tum Charnai Ayo Thakur, written by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And Baba said, oh, you got lovely voice. And when I finished the song, he hugged me and kissed me. And as I embraced Baba, I heard this sound. It was a very loud sound. And I kind of passed out for a moment. And then uh, Yuri said, Kusum, Kusum, get up, get up. And then Baba said, you got lovely voice. And don't, Baba said, I said, Baba, shall I change the name instead of Nanak Sharnai Ayo? I say, me, Baba. And Baba said, no, not at all. Me and Guru Nanak are one. You don't have to change anything. You sing very well. So after some time, when I went to America, I was saying with Goody Goodwin, who was a very good photographer and Baba lover, and his wife, Catherine. So they said, Kusum, give a little talk and tell us something that you feel personally. You felt personal, had any personal experience. So I said, what do you mean my personal experience? I mean, meeting Baba, getting his hug and blessings and singing and everything. Isn't it personal? He said, no, 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 something that no one else had felt. So I said, okay. So I started telling this story about the sound after I finished the song. And I heard this sound. And he said, like a I started explaining about the sound. It was such a loud sound, as if a jet plane is flying over your head and you can't close your ears. It's so loud. Or you are standing on a platform of a very fast train and train passes by and you can't, it's overwhelming. So when I was telling all this in this small gathering in near Nescoven in Goody Goodwin's house, he said, Kusum, please stop. I want to show you something. So I said, what happened? He said, we've had a very bad experience. And for last 6 months, our house got burned down and all my cameras were burnt. And my wife was very sick and she was crying and the whole household was upset. Her mother had passed away and her daughter has got cancer. So we told them that why don't you go to the center? In America, Myrtle Beach is called center. So Catherine was sent to Myrtle Beach, and from there she wrote a letter. And the way I explained this sound that it's like a fast train passes by you and you can't, it's so overwhelming, so loud. So Catherine exactly wrote the same words as if I have written that letter to her husband, Goody. And she said, I was so upset. I was sitting near the lake and crying and saying, Baba, why did you give me so much misery? And then I saw a figure rising from the lake waters right up to the sky. And she wrote that as I started looking up and up and up, I heard this sound. And she explained, used the same words that I used. That was so loud as if a jet plane had flown over my head. So they were all very, very happy, and everyone had tears in their eyes. They said, my God, what a thing. And then the third person that once I was in Myrtle Beach, and there was a very nice person called Richie. He was sitting there, and we were in the old kitchen in Myrtle Beach. And they said, come on, Kusum, say something. I said, I would rather sing than talk. And they said, no, no, tell us something. So I was starting telling this story about the song. So Richie also said, Kusum, can I also say something? I said, come on, say. He said, this is the time when people were taking drugs and all this hippie cult was coming into fashion in America. And I was very upset because Baba said, if you can get God by taking a pill, it's not worth, God is not worth finding. This is all rubbish and should not do it at all. So I came to Myrtle Beach and I was sitting in Baba's room. And when I came out, I felt very strong presence of Baba. Came and I started crying. So I said, then what happened? He said, then I couldn't face all these people sitting around Baba's bed. So I came out and tried to hide my tears. I was tying my shoelaces. So, and just then I heard the sound. And he explained the sound exactly the same way as I explained. So there are three people who had heard this sound. And my children also loved Baba very much. My daughter, we went out. We went out after you heard this sound and got the ice cream for Baba. And my husband used to read a lot of science fiction. So used to tell me, why don't you ask Baba which planet he's come from? Because he said sound. Even Jesus Christ came from some satellite or something. Because there were three wise men, they were following that satellite, and then it landed in Jerusalem, and God, Jesus Christ was born. And actually, he was not born; he was just brought it by the satellite, and so. Papa asked. So my husband Mohkam, he said, come on, ask your Baba to tell us which planet he's come from. I said, it's your story. I'm not going to ask Baba such a silly thing. He said, no, you have to ask. He's your Baba. So we asked Baba, my husband is asking that all these avatars and all these supermen, they come from other planet. So he's asking me that please ask Baba which planet he's come from. And within a second, Baba replied, I haven't come from any planet. All the planets have come from me. And my husband was shocked. He said, nobody could have uh, answered in such a convincing way immediately. Even the Queen. And after that, he started believing in Baba and loving him. And even the Queen of England did not say that. Because even the Queen of England cannot say that the England belongs to me. You can say, Queen said, I belong to England. Not that every England belongs to me. So there were the three people now who heard this sound, me and Catherine and Rich. Which other story can I tell? Tell about when Baba dropped his body. When Baba dropped the body, that was a very sad occasion. And Adike Rani called me, he said, Kusum, if you want to see him, come immediately. If you reach before 12, you'll have Baba's darshan, otherwise we close the samadhi. So me and my husband and two other of my friends, we ran to the airport, and whatever plane we could take, we took. And from Bombay, there were no direct flights from Delhi to Pune. So we went to Bombay. From there, we hired a taxi and came to see Baba. And we were all crying, and I hadn't eaten anything for the whole day. And so when we reached there, Dr. Barucha was staying inside Baba's tomb, and he said, it's exactly 12 o'clock. And I was wondering why he said it. Then I remembered Adike Irani said, yes, if you come before 12, you'll see Baba. And I looked at Baba, I touched Baba's feet, and they said, no, no, don't touch. But Baba's feet were so soft. And when I looked at his face, he opened his eyes and gestured with his eyebrows like this, like this. And I said, oh, Baba is saying something. And since I was so upset and crying, Mani took me out of the samadhi. He took me out of the tomb and said, come on, you used to sing about Baba, come on, sing. So I said, okay. I just sang one song. Generally, I always sing from my book, my song book. But only that time I sang without the book. And I sang this song written by my father, that Baba is giving us the gesture to give everything to him and surrender to him. He's everywhere, and he's not gone anywhere. He's with you always. And still we were very upset the whole day. And Mani and Mera, I mean, it was impossible to look at their faces, but Mani was looking after Mera. So she was very composed. So since I hadn't eaten anything, we rushed back to the town. And there was one restaurant. There were no big restaurants at that time. So and I said, okay, I'll eat if there is Baba's picture over there. So when I went down to wash my hands and face, I just looked up, and above the basin, there was Baba's picture hanging. And then he said, now you can eat. So then we had lunch there. So Baba's, there's so many stories you can imagine in the. Is there time for me to say more?
Yes, yes, Kusumji. I've put this photograph. Maybe some story you will be reminded of.
Yes, we. What story? We. Talk about when Baba went behind your fort in Saharanpur. Yes, in we have a 800 years old fort castle in my father's place. And if you read Wayfarers, it is it's mentioned, if you see under N, Najibabad. So behind that, in one of the towers, behind the tower, a must used to live there. And Baba went all the way to meet him. From Muradabad, he went to Najibabad, then he went to Sahanpur, and behind upward. As soon as he saw Baba coming to him, he ran away into the forest. And then Baba saw him again next day. Then he said, oh, you've taken everything that I have. And Baba was very, very happy. And second day Baba went there. There used to be, if you've seen, generally they show this movie, short movie about the must and all. A black, tall, very hefty looking must used to live in Najibabad. That is just about 2 miles away from us. And he used to be naked and very frightening. Whenever we used to pass, from our car to go to Najibabad, the train station, they would ask all of us children to look away from there because he was very frightening. And Baba met him, and Baba was very happy too. So Baba was actually contacting us. He went to my birthplace. He went and saw our castle. He went around the place twice. Then third time he went to see this naked mast. And but we came to meet Baba in 53 only. And there's so many stories one can tell about small things. When we were eating after the first Amartiti, everything was so different. And I said to Mani, Baba is gone. And I was crying. He said, no, no, no. And all of a sudden, I saw him everywhere. Even when they put a dal on top of the rice, Baba's face I could see Baba's face in that thing. And in the flowers, in the garland that I put around Baba's tomb, I could see his face coming up. And one of my children gave marbles to Baba, and Baba was very happy. And one gave a gold ring. He was very fond of rings and all. And my daughter fed ice cream to Baba and recited a very nice Christian prayer because she used to study in the convent. It goes like this: Oh great God, in heaven and above, we thy little children calling on you as our Father. And she's telling me not to tell a story, she'll tell herself one day. So that's the thing. There's so many things. Baba is with us always. Yeah, this is our group in Delhi.
No,
Baba.
no, that's Mani and Mehra.
Mani and Mehra, there I'm standing in the middle.
And Papa is behind you.
And Papa is taking the picture.
No, he's standing behind you.
He's standing behind, but he's not seen in this Mehra, Mani, Rekha, and yes, this is my father.
Your father, your husband.
So
your husband in the picture.
Yeah, and my husband's there. So we have this picture in Mehrabad. We have lots of pictures, very nice pictures. So Baba asked me to tell everyone in Delhi about me and my love, and spread my love in Delhi like you spread water. So what we used to do is go in the morning, early in the morning at 6, and take 15 of my friends and sing and roam around in that area. And in the in the evening, we would have Baba's program. And like that.
In the same area where you had the songs.
And
in the morning, you would go around the colony, and then in
yes,
the
morning we'll go around the colony giving the name of the place where we're going to have the kirtan, the meeting, and then give Baba's picture and Baba's prayer, everything over there. And like that, we had about 50 new families coming to Baba. And Baba was very happy. Then in 62, we were also scared because of this Chinese aggression. It was very bad. So I wrote to Baba, we are very scared because of this blackout and all that. And I have small children, they also get very scared when everything goes dark. So Baba said, don't worry, nothing can harm, nobody can harm India because I'm born here. So there's so many small stories about Prasad, how I used to drive that small truck. My friend gave the truck and he said, but my driver comes only at 9. So she said, who'll drive the thing? So I said, I'll drive. And I tied my shawl on my head like it would look like I'm tying a turban. And they won't say there's a girl sitting behind the truck, driving the truck. And like that, so many things happen.
And then Ivy, what you said, you have to make a center and make.
And then we finally acquired the land, which has another 20-page story. How we acquired the land through my brother-in-law, and the governor of Delhi was our
To make the
relative,
Delhi center.
which I
Kusumji, Kusumji, Jai Baba. Kusumji, you have
Baba,
time, so
thank
you
you.
can tell us the 20-page
But
story if you feel so.
I'm tired now. Maybe another.
Thank you so much. I enjoy talking to you all.
We have
I
time, so
hope
if
you
you would
like it.
like to tell us this story, please do share.
About
We have time.
Murshida Ivy Oduce. Murshida Ivy Oduce said that.
Yes, Murshid Ivy Juice and the Sufi Center. I love those people there.
About how
Baba's
they told you that
angel.
you must have a satsang on each day of the week.
Yes, and Murshid Ivy Juice actually told me to have the Baba meeting in each and every house in Delhi, except instead of doing everything, you alone are doing, so involve everybody. Thank you so much. Jai Baba.
Say you're tired now?
Jai Baba.
No, we have time, Sumanji.
Actually, she's tired now.
No problem. Let it be. Let it be. No problem.
So
No problem.
maybe another time.
Sure. So, Sumanji, would you like to share anything from your connect with Baba?
Okay, I can tell that story that. So the picture that you've highlighted is actually my grandmother.
Okay.
So I can tell you the story of when I met Baba for the first time during the EastWest gathering. And so, the whole family was collecting gifts to give Baba. And my mother had made some things, and my grandmother had embroidered silk handkerchiefs with Baba's initials to give him. And my middle brother, he was very naughty, so he made catapults. He made the catapults to give Baba because he loved to play with marbles and catapults and do all the naughty things. So, like my mother said, I used to go to a Christian school, so I rehearsed a prayer that I wanted to say in front of Baba. And so when before my turn came, it was extremely hot and humid. And my brothers and I, we were really very young. I must have been about 5.5 years old. And so my grandfather, we were getting very restless because it was extremely humid under the shamiana, under the tenting canopy. So my grandfather said, come on, let me take you out to get some ice cream. So he got us ice cream. And I told him that, Baba must be feeling really hot over there. So I want to take an ice cream for Baba. So he said, oh, there's such a long line, and how will you get to him? And nobody will let you cut across the line. And I said, no, I don't care. I have to take ice cream for Baba. So being 5.5, I don't think people noticed me much. And I just scampered through the line and got onto the stage. And the people who were guiding the crowds, they said, oh, wait. So I said, no, I've got this ice cream for Baba. So I want to give the ice cream to Baba. So I just ran across the stage and I took the ice cream and I gave Baba 1 or 2 spoons. And then Baba said, now you eat the rest of it. So all the Western Baba lovers who were sitting in the front row, they said, oh, we want some. So I think 1 or 2 people might have come forward and taken a few spoons. And then Baba said, no, it's for you. So anyway, so that was that. And then after that, I recited this poem that I had rehearsed. And it went, O great God in heaven above, at thy feet in faith and love, we thy little children gather, calling on you as our Father. Guide and guard us on our way until we reach our home one day. So Baba was really, really happy. And, the women mandali weren't allowed to come out. So he sent me inside. And before that, he said, such a small girl and such a big prayer. And then I went and recited that prayer in front of Mehra and Mani and the rest of the women mandali. And it's just so strange that after that East-West gathering, I never got an opportunity to go to Pune or Mehrabad or anything because of school, studies, college. Then I got married very young and then children and all that. So after 62, I went to Mehrabad in, I think, 92. And the first thing when I bowed down at the Samadhi and I looked up, and on the dome was the painting of Baba with the, looking down upon us. And I said, this is exactly like the prayer that I had recited so many years ago in front of Baba. It was like a dream come true.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful,
Yeah.
Sumanji. Just for a little introduction, Sumanji is Kusumvati ji's daughter. And thank you so much for sharing your little stories too with
Yeah.
us. All
Thank
these
you.
stories are
So
such
Baba
fresh.
always, even though he said that he does not perform miracles and he doesn't do, I have so many stories about the miracles that have happened with me personally. My mother has her own chair, but hundreds of them, So some other time, I think. Thank you.
Sure. If you were, we have about still 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes more. So if there is any of these miracle stories you want to share, one or two is fine. We are
Okay.
always hungry for all these treasures, Sumanji.
So again, this is probably before I met Baba. So if I met Baba in 62, it could be maybe a year or two earlier, because like my mother told you, she met Baba in 53. And so maybe this is in the early 60s. We used to live in my grandfather's house in central Delhi. And in those days, we didn't have these very bright street lights, and, Delhi is full of trees, and it gets dark quite early in the winters. So my mother and my aunt decided that they wanted to go to shop in the main market very close to our house called Connaught Place. It's now been renamed as Rajiv Chowk, but it used to be called Connaught Place, and it's a big circular market, one of the largest markets in Delhi way back in the 60s. So my father had told my mother that please come home before it gets dark, because the headlights of the car are not working. So typically the ladies were so engrossed in their shopping that they didn't realize that it was getting dark. So my mother was driving and my aunt was sitting next to her, and they were really panicking. They were trying to tailgate the car in front of them, so that, they would not be caught driving without headlights and all that. So I was sitting at the back and I told my mother, I said, why are you so worried? just take Baba's name and everything will be okay. So my mother said, I'm so busy trying to manipulate the car through the traffic. You take Baba's name. So I just sat back and I just kept saying Baba, 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 Baba. And we reached home. It was not far from Connaught Place, but it was dark and, dim. The lights were not bright like they are these days. 15 So it was very dim, and there was a long driveway to go to my grandfather's house. We had to drive in the dark, literally. But because I was taking Baba's name, the lights in the car were working. So when we reached home, my father was standing in the driveway because my grandfather was actually very strict. And as it is, he never approved of my mother driving. And so my father was waiting for us in the driveway, and he said, I told you come home before dark, and there are no lights in the car. And my mother says, you're always exaggerating. The lights were working just fine. And so he actually opened the hood of the car and said, see, even the wires are not connected. And uh, he said, you just take Baba's name for everything. And this is just a big story you're telling. And my aunt, who wasn't really a Baba lover at that time, she said, no, I can vouch for it that the cars and the light were working. The light in the car was working absolutely normally.
Lovely, lovely. You're wonderful. और सुनाओ see, thank you Kusum ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kusum ji, thank you for nudging her to say one more story.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, love you.
Okay, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Would anybody, we will just, before we play the dhun, we will ask if anybody from our audience, Meher Kripa ji is here, if anybody wants to greet Kusum ji, Suman ji, or ask any question, or say a Jai Baba, please, you can raise your hand or unmute after raising hand.
Hey Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Hey Baba Kusumji.
Lots of love.
So nice
Jai
to see
Baba.
you. So nice.
Thank you so much, Sumanji and Kusumji. In
Thank
spite
you.
of your bad health, you have done this. Thank you so much.
Rosani,
Yes.
Deborah
Yes,
Ash
yes,
Only
yes.
old
has joined us.
Thank
Sorry?
you.
Sorry.
I enjoyed it.
Before you, Deborah Ash has joined us. Deborah knew Kusum in LA. I would be nice if she could say hi. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Where is she? Debbie? You there? Where are you?
Jai Baba Kusum Aunty.
Jai Baba, thank you. How are
Jai
you?
Baba Sumandi.
Jai Baba Shivani.
Hey Baba
Kusum.
Kusumji.
Jai
Hey Baba.
Baba.
Jai Baba Kusum Singh. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you. Nice seeing you all.
जय बाबा दीदी कुसुम दीदी
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा जय बाबा जय
Jai
बाबा
Baba.
बहुत अच्छा लगा बहुत अच्छा लगा वेरी नाइस
बहुत अच्छा लगा.
मेरी फोटो आ गई होगी. So we'll stop our video now.
Yes, you can. You
Okay.
can. Stay with
Jai
us for the
Baba.
last part.
Thank you.
Sumanji, we are just
Yeah.
playing the Meher Dhoon followed by the Australian Aarti. So please,
Okay.
if you would like to be with us for
Yes,
that much
we'll
time.
be with you, but we'll switch off the
Yes,
video.
you can switch off.
Okay.
Yes, Ji. Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for another wonderful day in precious stories of Baba. And such a blessing to hear these stories firsthand and know about all these precious anecdotes from each one's lives. Thank you, Sumanji. Thank you, Mer Kripaji, for always helping to connect with all these old treasures from Baba's
Thank
life.
you, Baba. Thank you,
Thank you.
Baba. Thank you, Sumanji. Thank you, Baba. Jai Baba.
Baba, we'll mute everyone and we'll play the Meher Dhun followed by the Australian Aarti and then stay on for the Saturday night jamming with Meher Jammers.
Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, Meher, I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day, till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We shall all unmute and say Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai 3 times. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. A little important announcement that from next Saturday, all our Indian friends and rest all other time zones, besides our US Myrtle Beach and the areas, will remain, the EST timing will remain the same. But for the Indian timing, our 7 realities meditation will be 5 p.m. IST and 7:30 a.m. EST. And the satsang will go up again 1 hour by, it will be 6:30 p.m. India time, and it will remain 9 a.m. EST for our friends on the western side. So now we can chit chat till the jammers take over.
Oh, the jammers. Ooh. Yay. I forgot.
So beautiful. What a beautiful evening to listen to these stories. And so thankful. So many Baba lovers who have come, all these elderly ones I see, irrespective of their health conditions, they have so lovingly stepped up and, come and shared their life and stories of Baba with us. So thankful to Baba for making it all happen.
When will the jammers come on, Roshani? What?
I think 15, about 15 minutes more.
Great.
The breather time between the satsang and the jammers.
Huh?
Yeah. So, would anybody like to do a song, a sharing, a reading? Okay, let me read something since we have a lot of silence. All right. So, it is Ghazal 55 from Meher Roshni, the book by Bhauji, Bhau Kalchuri. The law of this path of inhalation. In Shariat, there is room for vice and virtue, but in a clean heart, there is none. In reality, even nothing does not exist. There is no question and no answer. O Meher, when I wasn't thirsty, you called me and made me drink. But now, when I'm thirsty, there is no wine served to me in your tavern. In this world of illusion, everyone exists as a bubble. But when the inner eye opens, the bubble bursts and becomes the ocean. At every step on the path of love, one has to die. Yet my pleasure is my pain of longing for the beloved. O Bhav, what simplicity you have, that you are everyone in everyone. There are thousands of veils in everyone, but you have no veil. I searched for you here and there and from place to place, but I found you here when my veil was lifted. The religions of the world make their adherents wear ill-fitting clothes. Truly, they must be lost in a dream to wear the wrong size. My account is so full that my life has to face thousands of deaths. But if your glance falls on me, my entire account will be settled in a moment. O Bhav, why shed tears when the law of this path of annihilation is such that one who loses everything becomes the king of kings, and there is none like him. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
I have a song. I'll sing.
Yeah, sure, Betty.
Uh, this is How Can I Keep From Singing? My life goes on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since Baba is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? While though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth it liveth. And though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since Baba is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? I lift my eyes, the clouds grow thin. I see Meher above them, and day by day his pathway smooths. Since first I learned to love him, no storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since Baba is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? Okay, Baba. Yeah, my. Got another hand up.
Yay, Neelam. Thank you, Betty. You always, I feel, have one ace in your pocket to come up with every sharing. Love it. Jai Baba. Yes, Neelam, please.
मैं हिंदी में बोल सकती हूँ?
हाँ, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
मैं एक छोटा सा आपको कुसुम आंटी से बात करते समय मुझे याद आया जो उन्होंने पिक्चर दिखाई थी जिसमें उन्होंने दिखाया था कि वो खड़ी हुई है पिक्चर में मेरा माँ और मनी बहन के साथ, तो उसमें मेरी भी फोटो है। रेखा वैश्य जो बोल रही थी वो मेरी मम्मी है और साथ में मैं भी खड़ी हुई हूँ। वो मेरी
Please tell
फर्स्ट
us.
टाइम मुलाकात थी।
Please tell us where you are. 1 second. Let me just go to that picture. Sorry.
गुवाहाटी से बात कर रही हूँ मैं। अच्छा, इसमें मैं देखिए, हाँ इस
This
पे
one.
मैं साइड में खड़ी,
ये
साइड में खड़ी हूँ बिल्कुल,
ये
ये इस साइड पे। हाँ, यस यस यस,
Okay.
हाँ ये यस। तो मैं फर्स्ट टाइम मेहरा माँ से मिली थी उस समय और मेरे मन में एक विचार आया था जब मेहरा माँ चलती हुई जा रही थी तो उनके पैरों के जो निशान वहां की धूल पे बन गए थे, उन निशानों को देख के मेरे मन में विचार आया था। सभी ने मुझे बोला था कि इनसे ज्यादा प्यार कोई नहीं करता है बाबा से। तो मैं जब इस एज में पहली बार वहां पे गई और मैंने इनको देखा तो मेरे मन में ये विचार आया कि क्या मैं इनके जैसा प्रेम कर सकती हूँ बाबा से, जैसा वो बाबा से प्रेम करती थी। और फिर मेरी नजर इनके चरणों पे पड़ी जहां से ये चल के जा रही थी। इनकी धूल में बाबा, इनके मेरे माँ के चरण जो थे उनकी छाप बन गई थी। तो उन छापों को मैं देख रही थी और मैं मन में विचार कर रही थी कि काश इनके धूल ही मेरे को मिल जाए, इनकी धूल ही मुझे मिल जाए तो ये इससे बड़ी क्या बात होगी। मैं सोच ही रही थी कि साथ में एक आंटी खड़ी थी, उन्होंने उस धूल को उठाया और मेरे सिर में मल दिया। तो देखिए मेरा उस समय विचार आया और मैं पहली बार मिली और तुरंत ही ये होने के बाद ये फोटो खींची गई और मुझे नहीं पता था कि इन्होंने ये फोटो खींची है। फोटो खींचते खींचते मेरे मन में विचार आया कि काश ये फोटो मुझे कभी जीवन में मिले। तो इस फोटो का भी एक इंस्टेंट है कि जब मूर्ति अंकल कुसुम आंटी से मिले तब उन्होंने ये फोटो उनके घर में देखी और वो हमको पहचानते थे। अरे मम्मी तो तुम्हारी नीचे बैठी हुई है, जो नीचे एक साड़ी में, ग्रीन साड़ी में बैठी है वो मेरी मम्मी है रेखा वैश्य। हाँ ये, यस, ये मेरी मम्मी है। उन्होंने देखा और बेटी जो है वो बगल में खड़ी है इनके। तो उन्होंने ये फोटो हमको लाके दी देहरादून में। मैं ओरिजिनली देहरादून से हूँ। तो ये फोटो भी मेरे पास देखिए आज घर में रखी हुई है और आज उनसे कुसुम आंटी से जब ये मैंने देखी तो मुझे एकदम कोई सीन याद आ गया और उनकी मेहरा माँ का जो वो था। तो एक छोटा सा भजन मैं गा सकती हूँ आपके सामने अगर टाइम है तो। और उसको थोड़ा मुश्किल अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, धीरे करो, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, दुख दूर हुए मेरे बाबा, अर्ज मेरी सुनो मेहर बाबा, अर्ज मेरी सुनो मेहर बाबा, नैया पार लगा दो विधाता, अर्ज मेरी सुनो मेहर बाबा, अर्ज मेरी सुनो मेहर बाबा, नैया पार लगा दो विधाता, तेरा नाम लिया है जब से, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, मैंने ढूंढा है सारा ज़माना, कहीं पाया न तेरा ठिकाना, ठिकाना कहीं पाया न तेरा ठिकाना, अपना पता बता मेहर बाबा, अपना पता बता मेहर बाबा, प्रेम प्याला पिला मोक्षदाता, अपना पता बता मेहर बाबा, प्रेम प्याला पिला मोक्षदाता, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, मैं पुजारन तेरे दर पे आई, क्यों ना होती है मेरी सुनाई, सुनाई क्यों ना होती है मेरी सुनाई, झोली मेरी भरो मेहर बाबा, झोली मेरी भरो मेहर बाबा, भक्ति दान करो लक्ष्य दाता, झोली मेरी भरो मेहर बाबा, झोली मेरी भरो मेहर बाबा, भक्ति दान करो लक्ष्य दाता, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, दुख दूर हुए मेरे बाबा, तेरा नाम लिया है जब से, प्रेमी जब तेरा ध्यान लगाते, हृदय मंदिर में तुमको है बातें, हाँ पाते, हृदय मंदिर में तुमको है पाते, सबके दुखड़े मिटा मेहर बाबा, सबके दुखड़े मिटा मेहर बाबा, प्रेम प्याला पिला मोक्षदाता, तेरा नाम लिया है जब से, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, दुख दूर हुए मेरे बाबा, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, मेहर नाम लिया है जब से, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Neelam. That was really beautiful. And to give a gist, that Neelam was that little girl in the picture of Kusum auntie that we shared. And she stated that was the first time that she met Mehra. And she was always told that nobody loves Baba as much as Mehra does. And as a little girl, she had this thought, will I ever be able to love Baba just like this? And then Mehra was walking and she saw the footprints of Mehra getting formed in the dust in the road path. And as she was seeing and focusing on that, she, was seeing those footprints and thinking about this whole thing, that some lady who was there present came and took a little dust from the footprint mark of Mehra and put it on Neelam's head right at that moment when she was thinking this. And this photograph, which we had shared with Kusumanti in it, was exactly taken after that episode with Neelam. Right, Neelam?
हाँ, yes, सही बोल रही।
Okay, thank you so much. And we have Tina G, our Baba Jan's best friend forever.
Best female friend. But that's okay. I was also the best friend forever. I like to take different names to just like shake it up a little bit.
We love it, Tina.
Yeah, I wrote this, I rewrote this song from The Sound of Music to remember all the wonderful days that we spent at Maribon. Party at daybreak with Ted on guitar, then take a rickshaw down to the bazaar. A martini and silent stay, great gatherings. These are a few of my favorite things. When the snake bites, when the scorpion stings, when I'm feeling mad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Tea on the porch with Dehra and Bonnie, later some cookies and sweet limbo honey, stories with Erich until the bell rings. These are a few of my favorite things. I've got heat stroke, think I might croak, and I'm feeling sad. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Trying to understand Bao when he speaks, then going broke down at Amrit's boutique, bliss in the tomb with our dear King of Kings. These are a few of my favorite things. I've got jet lag, need a barf bag, and I'm feeling sad. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Burning some stars up down at the Dooney, play with Mohammed, but he's pretty loony. The bliss in this holy place makes my heart sing. Sing. These are a few of my favorite things. When the runs hit, I can't hold it, and I'm feeling sad. I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Say Baba.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tina Ji. That was wonderful. And with that, we end our East-West Saturday Satsang and hand it over to Meher Jammers for the rest of the wonderful evening. Jai Meher Baba, everyone. See you all next weekend, 5 p.m. IST.
Jai Baba, everyone.